They're not going to allow, people to come to their homes and say, hey, look, we're going to give you this inoculation. Either you take it or not, or you're either dead or we're going to haul you off. I mean, it's like, this reminds me of like a bad movie, doesn't it?
It's more than a bad movie, Chris. You're aware of it, but for the listeners, it's like Nazi Germany all over again in World War II. And that's what we have. And we have a war going on, and it's a war for your life and a war for this country. And for God and country, should we say, because what we're fighting against is a very evil force. We're fighting against the Bush-Clinton crime syndicate that are all a bunch of Satanists. They're bent on the Antichrist and the New World Order as Christians and different ones believe of end-time prophecies. And I don't believe that we're supposed to stand by as Christians and allow these people to slaughter, and we're supposed to not do anything about it. I got an attitude. I'm like David. Go slay about 10,000 of them. Get rid of them. Now, this is one of the things I want to discuss tonight, folks, heavily. It's about the fact that when these camps open up, they start rounding people up. They're going to plan on, and listen to these numbers, I'm aware of this, from top-level government officials, top-level spooks have told me they plan on killing tens of millions of Americans with this flu virus. And Barack Obama is right in the middle of it, and he knows what's going on. He's doing it to save his own rear end with the Bush crowd because he answers as a stooge to them. He's a CIA agent. He's been working for the CIA for the past 20 years. Unofficially, he was working as a knock agent, non-official cover. He was working for Daddy Bush when he was president of the United States. So he's part of the game. And they're talking now, of course, health care and the other stuff, and they want to blend it in real quick so they can make sure that everybody has to do this. And, of course, you won't get any health coverage or anything else if you don't take your vaccination, so they can kill you. But what we've got is a confrontation coming, ladies and gentlemen, and the confrontation is between the American people and this corrupt, out-of-control crime syndicate called the Bush-Clinton crime syndicate, and they're going to have to be stopped. And we, the American people, have the right under the Declaration of Independence to remove these people. So when we have UN troops come into the streets of America for the purpose of this epidemic that we will have in America called the Flying Pigs, that's the code name, the NSA code name for this operation, the Flying Pigs. When this begins to happen, and we reach past this 50,000 mark, which we're already at, it will happen in the next 30 days. Be prepared. I repeat, be prepared to go arrest your congressman, your senator, the President of the United States, federal judges, U.S. prosecutors, FBI agents, and others, including the sheriff and the police on the street. Plan on arresting them. Plan on arresting your city council members, your mayor, county commissioners, and others, and bring them up on trial. Hold them for a week in a county jail. Take over the jail cells. Hold them out in the field someplace. Chain them to a tree. Hold court on them and make an announcement that you're having court. If anybody wants to bring prosecution against these people, bring evidence of wrongdoing to bring them forward. Otherwise, after a week, you're going to have to turn them loose. Bring them to trial and bring them into justice, because this is what America's about. If they're totally corrupt, and you know they are, hold trial, and you know what to do. There's a lot of nooses in this country, and there's a lot of duct tape. So get out and get your rope, get your duct tape, get chainsaws. Because one of the reasons for chainsaws, folks, is start planning on cutting down trees. You drop them in the middle of the street to stop the tanks and trucks and the convoys of UN troops. We have heard that they're going to bring in Chinese. They already have Chinese here. They have German troops. They have others that are training foreign troops on U.S. soil. They plan on inundating the United States with mass amounts of troops because of the pandemic that we will be in. And this is to keep it from spreading throughout the world, quote, unquote, even though it's all planned. So plan on taking them out and cleaning the problem up. then we need good, honest people to step forward, have elections within 90 days in your own jurisdiction, and elect those that are decent representation for yourself. And remember this, I would not want to be a public official after a revolution and go into office and commit a crime. I don't think you're going to last. Have any comments on that,
Well,
Chris?
I think that right now these people are starting to show themselves for what they are, and that what needs to be done is people need to get ready for survival. Okay, because as you say, there's going to be millions of people in a revolution. When these people make it, they've already have incorporated this swine flu. They have no doubt foreign troops in the country right now, and this is verified by other witnesses of this. And so obviously people are going to need to survive. Things are going to get really nasty out here, and so people are going to have to go back to basics with their survival. They're going to need certain things in order to survive through this. I mean, we're talking about food, we're talking about water, we're talking about ammunition, we're talking about weaponry, we're talking about tents, what have you. This thing could really just go totally out there, more so than anyone alive now has probably ever seen it, unless you're a World War II survivor.
Well, yes, unless you've been in a war zone or something. I personally have not. I've been in the military, the Marine Corps, but I was never in a war zone itself. But believe me, we played enough war games and the whole 9 yards to understand what a war basically is about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've seen enough video clips and all the other stuff, the propaganda that the military does to their personnel, etc., that I guarantee you, a war zone is not a pretty scene, and we are going to be in a war zone right here in America unless we stop it. Mm-hmm. And it's the sooner that we stop it, the sooner it's going to end. But we are going to be at war here soon. We are going to have a revolution unless we have a bunch of cowards in America, and I don't think we got that many cowards. I think there's tens of millions of us out here ready to kick ass and let somebody else take their name after it's done. But don't forget to get your guillotines, folks. Make your guillotines. Guillotines were created for a purpose, and that's to get rid of tyrants, kings, and queens. This is a republic, not a monarch. And we're going to have to battle it out because it is going to come down. Whether anybody likes it or not, it's going to be in the next 1 to 3 months we're going to have this problem on U.S. soil. And we're going to be walking into winter. Remember that. Heating problem. So those of you that don't have wood stoves, as an example, or don't have wood-burning fireplaces, or if you do, you better get stocked up with some wood and get prepared. Because we are definitely going to have a revolution. And I believe, and people in the intelligence community are telling me the same thing. They believe it'll be in the next 2 to 3 months. There's going to be a confrontation.
Mm-hmm. No, they push their way to the point where the American people don't have much of a choice. I mean, now they're telling you, well, we're taking over, we're going to come into your homes. There are people on this call, as well as others, that are already victims of this government between brutalization and, I mean, the list is long. We know, medical experiments done on people and, the theft and abuse of our money, which you and Tom have brought out many times. It's on your site, all these Bush and Clinton crime criminals. And we know, we've experienced it in our lives about all this corruption. So, the people just about have had enough. I mean, our other guest, Joe Al Cuppet, he's formerly from the Pentagon. And he gets on every week, and he's talking about the foreign troops in this country. They have broken the country up into 10 sectors. They are literally destroying the infrastructure. They're blowing up bridges. They're doing this kind of stuff. And news media is